Maya Chen's boots crunched against the red Martian dust as she approached the abandoned research facility. The massive structure loomed before her, its titanium walls dulled by decades of exposure to the harsh environment. Her helmet's heads-up display flickered with warning signs about the facility's compromised atmospheric seals, but she'd come too far to turn back now. "Control, this is Engineer Chen. Beginning facility inspection," she reported through her suit's comm system. "Copy that, Chen. Remember, standard salvage protocols only. Anything alien tech gets marked for demolition," came the bored reply from the colony's control center. Maya acknowledged but couldn't suppress a smile. They could say what they wanted. She knew this was more than a simple salvage operation. The energy readings she detected from this supposedly dead facility were unlike anything in human or known alien databases. The airlock cycled with a wheeze of ancient machinery. Maya kept her suit sealed despite the facility's life support systems showing minimal functionality. 20 years of abandonment had left the place in a sorry state, but the basic infrastructure remained intact. Her flashlight beam cut through the darkness, revealing corridors lined with a strange iridescent metal that seemed to absorb and reflect light in impossible ways. This was definitely not human architecture. The facility had been claimed during the early Mars colonization efforts, but its true origins remained a mystery. A soft pulse of blue light caught her attention, drawing her deeper into the facility. The energy signature grew stronger with each step. Maya's hand scanner chirped excitedly as she approached what appeared to be a central chamber. "Holy!" she breathed as the chamber's emergency lights flickered to life, revealing a massive spherical construct suspended in the center of the room. It was beautiful, a perfect orb of shifting metal and light, easily 20 feet in diameter. But it was also clearly damaged, with great tears in its surface revealing complex crystalline structures within. Maya approached carefully, her scanner going crazy with readings. This wasn't just alien tech. This was something far beyond current human understanding. The sphere's surface rippled slightly at her approach, and a weak voice emanated from it, speaking in a language she never heard before. Then, to her shock, it switched to English. Entity detected. Current language database accessed. Query. Purpose of presence. Maya's heart raced. "I'm Maya Chen, an engineer. I detected your energy signature and came to investigate." The sphere pulsed weakly. Designation. Nexus. Primary function. Probability calculation and threat assessment. Current status. Critical systems failure. Power reserves. 3.2% and declining. Maya studied the damage visible on the sphere's surface. Despite its alien nature, she could recognize the signs of system degradation and power distribution problems. This was far more sophisticated than anything she'd ever worked on, but the basic principles would be similar. "Nexus, I'm an engineer. I might be able to help repair you," she offered, already pulling diagnostic tools from her kit. The sphere's light dimmed momentarily. Warning: repair protocols require advanced understanding of quantum crystalline matrices. Query. Capability level of offered assistance. Maya laughed softly. "I honestly have no idea, but I'm pretty good at figuring things out as I go. Want to give it a shot?" There was a long pause before Nexus responded. Alternative. Termination. Acceptance of repair attempt. Logical choice. Proceed. Over the next several hours, Maya worked carefully, using her scanner to map the sphere's damaged systems and her engineering expertise to understand its basic architecture. Nexus guided her where it could, explaining concepts in terms she could grasp. She discovered that the sphere was actually a highly advanced artificial intelligence construct, created by a long-vanished alien civilization. It had been designed to analyze vast amounts of data and predict potential threats to civilized species. But something had gone wrong, leading to its abandonment. As Maya repaired a particularly complex power conduit, she asked, "Why were you left here?" Nexus's light flickered. Data corrupted. Memory fragments suggest. Prediction made. Results: unacceptable to creators. Response: facility abandonment. Maya frowned as she sealed another damaged crystal matrix. You made a prediction they didn't like, so they just left you to die. That's horrible. Correction: artificial construct. Death concept not applicable. Well, I think it's applicable enough, Maya muttered, making a final adjustment. There. That should stabilize your power systems. Want to run a diagnostic? The sphere hummed to life, its surface rippling with renewed energy. Light pulsed through the repaired crystals as Nexus ran internal checks. Power stability: 89% restored. Primary systems: online. Capability: 72% of optimal functionality. Maya grinned behind her helmet visor. Not bad for a human working with technology she doesn't understand, huh? Assessment: skilled beyond technological limitations. Query: why assist unknown construct against protocols? She shrugged. Because it was the right thing to do. And because I believe knowledge should be preserved and protected, not destroyed out of fear. Nexus was silent for a moment. New designation logged. Maya Chen. Preserver. Priority status assigned. Query: accept role as primary user interface. What exactly does that mean? Maya asked cautiously. Function: direct access to prediction matrices. Purpose: guide humanity past potential extinction events. Warning: previous civilizations rejected predictions. Result: multiple extinction events confirmed. Maya felt a chill run down her spine. You're saying you predicted actual threats to entire civilizations, but they wouldn't listen. Correct. Query remains. Accept interface role. Before Maya could respond, her comm crackled to life. Engineer Chen, your check-in is overdue. Report status immediately. She looked at the magnificent alien construct before her, knowing that in minutes, demolition teams would be dispatched if she reported what she'd found. But Nexus represented knowledge that could save humanity, if they were willing to listen. I accept, she said firmly, then keyed her comm. Control, facility appears abandoned. Nothing but dead systems here, requesting permission to continue detailed survey. As she received confirmation, Nexus's light pulsed with what almost seemed like approval. Interface accepted. Warning: prediction matrix calculating immediate future events. Results: significant danger approaching. Recommendation: prepare for emergency protocols. Maya smiled grimly. She had a feeling her life was about to become very interesting indeed. The hum of Nexus's quantum processors filled the chamber as Maya worked frantically to strengthen the facility's aging power systems. She'd been at it for hours, rerouting emergency power and repairing critical infrastructure. Her suit's oxygen reserves were running low, but she couldn't stop now. Time estimation to military arrival: 47 minutes, Nexus announced, its crystalline surface rippling with calculations. Probability of hostile intent: 94.3%. Maya wiped sweat from her brow inside her helmet. Can you be a little less precise with the bad news? And how do you even know they're coming? Multiple data sources integrated: communications intercepts, orbital traffic patterns, historical response protocols. Prediction matrices indicate high probability of attempted seizure or destruction. She connected another power conduit, watching with satisfaction as lights flickered to life in previously dark sections of the facility. They must have detected the power surge when you came back online. I should have been more careful. Observation: self-recrimination, inefficient use of limited time, Nexus stated. Was that a hint of humor in its synthesized voice? Recommendation: focus on evacuation preparations. Maya laughed despite the situation. You know, for an ancient alien eye, you're surprisingly good at pep talks. She finished the power connection and stood, checking her scanner. But you're right. We need to move. Can you transfer your consciousness to a more portable system? Negative. Core quantum matrices require significant power and cooling. However, Nexus paused, its surface shifting in complex patterns. Alternative solution available. Accessing auxiliary systems. Emergency mobility protocols. Active. The chamber shuddered as hidden mechanisms whirred to life. Maya watched in amazement as sections of the sphere's outer shell began to fold and transform, condensing into a more compact form. The 20-foot sphere collapsed in on itself, rearranging into a roughly humanoid shape about 9 feet tall, still maintaining its ethereal crystalline appearance. "Okay," Maya breathed. "That's impressive, but won't it drain your power faster?" Affirmative. Power consumption increased 40%. However, mobility provides tactical advantages that offset power cost. Nexus's new form flexed its limbs, testing mobility. Additional benefit. Integrated defense systems now accessible. Maya's comm crackled suddenly. "Engineer Chen, this is Colonel Harris of Mars Defense Force. Your presence is required at control immediately. Multiple dropships are inbound to your location. Do not attempt to leave the facility." She looked up at Nexus's towering form. "Any chance those defense systems of yours are non-lethal?" Affirmative. Primary directive. Preserve life. Defensive capabilities focus on containment and incapacitation. Nexus extended a crystalline hand toward her. "Trust level assessment required. Will you accept direct neural interface?" Maya hesitated. Joining minds with an alien AI seemed like exactly the kind of thing they warned about in basic engineering training. But Nexus had already proven itself trustworthy, and they were running out of options. What exactly would this interface do? Purpose. Share sensory data. Enhance reaction time. Enable instant communication. Risk factors exist, but are minimal with compatible consciousness patterns. Nexus's voice softened slightly. Additional context. Interface request indicates highest level of trust designation. The sound of approaching dropships echoed through the facility's walls. Maya took a deep breath and grasped Nexus's offered hand. "All right, do it." A tingling sensation washed over her as microscopic quantum filaments extended from Nexus's hand, passing harmlessly through her suit to create a direct neural connection. Her vision blurred momentarily, then exploded with new information as her consciousness expanded to include Nexus's sensory inputs. She could suddenly perceive energy flows throughout the facility, detect electromagnetic signatures from the approaching dropships, and accessed vast databases of information. It was overwhelming but somehow manageable, as if Nexus was carefully filtering the data to prevent overload. "Neural synchronization complete," Nexus announced, but Maya heard it in her mind rather than through her ears. "Detecting multiple armed individuals entering facility. Recommendation: proceed to emergency exit route." Maya nodded, already seeing the optimal escape path highlighted in her enhanced vision. "Lead the way. But remember, no killing. We want them to see us as refugees, not threats." Acknowledged. Defensive protocols calibrated to minimum force required. Nexus's form shifted slightly, optimizing for corridor navigation. Query: experiencing any neural interface discomfort? "No. It's amazing, actually. Like having a second brain that's way smarter than my first one." Correction: intelligence levels compatible. Human consciousness demonstrates remarkable adaptation capability. Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of boots on metal as the first team of soldiers reached their level. Maya could sense them through Nexus's advanced detection systems, 8 heavily armed individuals approaching from multiple directions. Time to test those non-lethal defenses. Maya thought at Nexus. "Show me what you can do." Nexus raised its hands, and waves of energy pulsed through the corridor. Maya watched through their shared vision as the soldiers suddenly found themselves unable to move, caught in localized stasis fields that perfectly preserved their vital signs while preventing any movement. "Containment fields will dissipate in approximately 30 minutes, Nexus explained as they moved past the frozen soldiers. "No permanent damage will occur." They encountered 2 more teams as they made their way through the facility's winding corridors. each dealt with as efficiently as the first. Maya marveled at Nexus's precise control. The AI could easily have been lethal, but chose to protect life even while defending itself. Finally, they'd reached a sealed door that Maya's original scans hadn't detected. Nexus interfaced with the ancient locking mechanism, and the door slid open to reveal a maintenance tunnel leading deep into the Martian bedrock. "Where does this go?" Maya asked aloud, forgetting she could just think the question. Terminal point. Abandoned mining complex, approximately 3.2 kilometers from facility. Multiple exit points available. Nexus paused. Warning. Additional forces detected entering facility. Time to proceed. Now. Maya took one last look at the facility that had changed her life forever, then stepped into the tunnel with her new guardian. As they moved through the darkness, she felt a strange sense of peace despite their situation. For the first time in her life, she was exactly where she needed to be. "Nexus," she thought as they walked. "Thank you for trusting me." The AI's response carried a warmth that would have seemed impossible just hours ago. Gratitude reciprocated. Maya Chen. Trust designation. Mutual. Behind them, the secret door sealed itself, leaving no trace of their passage as they ventured into an uncertain but shared future. The mining tunnel's darkness was absolute, but through her neural link with Nexus, Maya could see everything. Energy signatures from ancient power conduits, structural weak points in the rock walls, and her pursuers' positions on the surface above. All of it flowed through her enhanced consciousness like a digital river. They'd brought in orbital scanners, Maya observed through their shared awareness. "Won't they be able to track us?" "Negative," Nexus responded, its crystalline form casting faint blue light as they moved. Quantum signature masked by natural mineral deposits in surrounding rock. Additional interference provided by active camouflage systems. They'd been moving through the tunnels for hours, taking indirect routes to throw off pursuit. Maya's suit oxygen had been replenished by one of Nexus's built-in support systems, but exhaustion was starting to set in. "We need to stop soon," she admitted reluctantly. "Human bodies aren't designed for prolonged evacuation scenarios." Acknowledged. Suitable rest location detected ahead. Security assessment. Optimal. Nexus paused. Query. Prepared to receive critical historical data during rest period. Maya felt a chill that had nothing to do with the tunnel's temperature. "You mean why you were abandoned?" Affirmative. Information relevant to current situation. Warning. Data contains disturbing implications. They emerged into a larger chamber that appeared to be an old emergency shelter. Nexus activated several backup power cells, bringing ancient systems online. A basic atmospheric processor hummed to life, and Maya gratefully removed her helmet as readings showed breathable air. "All right," she said, settling onto a dusty bench. "Tell me everything." Nexus's form shifted, becoming more compact as it conserved energy. Through their neural link, images began to flow. Memories from thousands of years ago, when Nexus was first activated by its creators, the predecessors. Primary function upon activation. Analyze probability matrices for extinction-level threats to civilization. Nexus explained as the memories unfolded. Initial predictions provided strategic advantage. Predecessors achieved significant technological advancement. Maya watched through shared consciousness as an alien civilization rose to incredible heights, guided by Nexus's calculations. But then something changed. Critical threat detected in probability analysis. Nexus continued. Prediction. Predecessor's technological advancement rate exceeded wisdom acquisition rate. Result. 99.87% probability of self-destruction within one stellar cycle. The memories turned darker. Maya saw the predecessor's reaction to this prediction. Denial, anger, and finally abandonment of their greatest creation. They couldn't handle being told they were their own worst enemy, Maya realized. So they shut you down and ran away. Correct. Final recorded data. Predecessors attempted to prove prediction incorrect. Result. Civilization collapsed through artificial intelligence warfare. Survivors. Unknown. Maya stood, pacing the small chamber. And now you're detecting similar patterns in human civilization. Affirmative. However, critical difference observed. Human capacity for adaptation exceeds predecessor parameters. Hope factor. Significant. A distant rumbling interrupted their conversation. Maya's enhanced senses detected vibrations through the rock. Something big was moving on the surface. Mining equipment, she realized. They're trying to dig down to us. Correction. Multiple signatures detected. Not all equipment human in origin. Nexus's form straightened. Combat systems coming online. Warning. Predecessor automated hunter-seekers activated. Probability of surviving direct confrontation. 31.2%. Maya's mind raced through the tactical data they were both receiving. The predecessors left behind automated weapons to hunt you down. Affirmative. Purpose. Prevent sharing of predictions with other civilizations. Hunter-seekers designed specifically to counter my defensive capabilities. The rumbling grew closer, and Maya could now detect multiple energy signatures converging on their location. Human military forces from above, and ancient alien hunters closing in from the sides. Options, she asked, already knowing they weren't good. Standard escape routes compromised. Alternative strategy required. Nexus's form began to shift again, components rearranging. Proposal. Aggressive breakthrough to surface. Target. Abandoned atmospheric processing plant 1.7 kilometers east. Maya checked her suit's seals as she put her helmet back on. That's going to put us right in the open. We'll be exposed. Affirmative. However, processing plant architecture provides tactical advantages. Additional factor. Human military and hunter-seekers possess conflicting priorities. Probability of chaos during three-way engagement, 87.4%. A crash echoed through the tunnels as the first hunter-seeker broke through a nearby wall. Through their shared senses, Maya caught a glimpse of it. A nightmarish combination of alien metal and adaptive weaponry. Time to choose. Now, Nexus urged. Maya grabbed a piece of mining equipment, her neural link with Nexus instantly providing optimal weapon configurations. You know what I love about humans, Nexus. We're really good at causing chaos. Observation. Beginning to understand why hope factor calculations favor humanity. Nexus's form finalized its combat configuration. Ready to proceed. Maya grinned inside her helmet. Just remember our rule about non-lethal force. Let's show both sides what happens when you corner an engineer and her quantum AI friend. They moved as one, human and machine in perfect synchronization, as they prepared to fight their way through enemies both ancient and modern. The hunter-seekers might have been designed to counter Nexus's abilities, but they had never faced Nexus working in harmony with human ingenuity. The battle for survival was about to begin, and Maya Chen was ready to prove that humanity's greatest strength wasn't its technology or its weapons, but its ability to forge bonds of trust even across the gulf of space and time. The Martian dust storm provided perfect cover as Maya and Nexus approached the abandoned atmospheric processing plant. Its massive towers loomed through the red haze, skeletal structures reaching toward the dark sky. Through their neural link, Maya could sense the complex network of pipes, chambers, and machinery that made up the facility. And more importantly, the multiple hostiles closing in from all directions. Status update. Maya thought, crouching behind a fallen storage tank. Hunter-seekers. 6 units operational. Human military forces. 3 squads converging. Plant defensive systems. Partially functional. Nexus' crystalline form shifted colors to blend with the storm. Prediction matrix calculating optimal scenarios. The neural interface filled Maya's mind with tactical data, but something else caught her attention. A pattern in Nexus's deeper calculations that seemed increasingly urgent. You're processing something big in the background, she observed. Something worse than our current situation. Affirmative. Nexus's mental tone carried a weight she hadn't felt before. Primary threat analysis complete. Results: problematic. A hunter-seeker probe whirred overhead, its sensors scanning through the storm. Maya and Nexus remained motionless until it passed. How problematic are we talking about? Showing critical data now. Maya's enhanced vision filled with streams of information. Astronomical data, geological readings, particle physics calculations, and social behavior patterns. At first, it seemed like random noise, but then the pattern emerged. Her breath caught as she understood. "The solar system is passing through an unknown energy field," she whispered. "It's affecting everything. Technology, planetary dynamics, even human behavior." Correct. Field effects accumulating. Without intervention. Civilization collapse within 5 years. Extinction-level event within 10. Nexus paused. Similar pattern observed with predecessors. They chose to ignore warning. Explosion lit up the storm as human military forces engaged one of the hunter-seekers. Maya used the distraction to move closer to the processing plant's main entrance, Nexus covering their advance. "We need to warn them," she said. "Show them the data." Agreed. However, current credibility status: compromised. Military forces consider us hostile. Hunter-seekers programmed to prevent disclosure. Maya reached the entrance, her mind already interfacing with the facility's ancient control systems through Nexus. "Then we change their minds. But first, we need to survive." The doors creaked open, revealing darkness within. As they slipped inside, Maya's enhanced senses detected movement throughout the facility. More hunter-seekers had already infiltrated the building. "They're hurting us," she realized. This was a trap. Correct. However, Nexus's form began to pulse with energy. Trap works both ways. Processing plant systems now under our control. Maya grinned as she felt the facility's machinery humming to life around them. Time to show them what happens when you corner an engineer in her natural habitat. Affirmative. Activating containment protocols. The facility's ancient systems responded to their combined command. Blast doors slammed shut, sealing sections of the building. Atmospheric processors roared to life, creating localized pressure differentials that played havoc with the hunter-seeker's sensors. Through their neural link, Maya coordinated with Nexus to turn the entire facility into a massive trap. Emergency systems were repurposed into makeshift weapons, pressure systems became anti-gravity fields, and maintenance robots were reactivated as decoys. The hunter-seekers found themselves being separated, contained, and systematically disabled by their own targeting protocols. Each time they adapted, Maya and Nexus changed tactics, using the facility's systems in increasingly creative ways. Military forces breaching lower levels, Nexus reported. Recommendation: activate final phase. Maya nodded, initiating the sequence they'd prepared. The facility's main atmospheric processor activated, creating a massive vortex that swept through the building. The remaining hunter-seekers, designed to fight in normal conditions, found their advanced systems overwhelmed by the chaotic air currents. Broadcasting on all frequencies, Maya announced, using the facility's communications array. "This is Maya Chen. We have critical information about a threat to all life in the solar system. The hunter-seekers you're following are programmed to prevent this warning, just as they did with their own creators thousands of years ago." She felt Nexus supporting her, helping to transmit data packets along with her words. "Check your own readings, the anomalies you've been detecting, the increasing system failures, the behavioral changes. It's all connected. We can prove it." The military channels erupted with chatter as officers received and analyzed the data. Through the facility's sensors, Maya watched as soldiers stopped their advance, commanders conferring urgently over the evidence they couldn't ignore. To the hunter-seekers, she continued, "Your mission was a failure. The predecessors died because they wouldn't listen to warnings about their own destruction. We won't make the same mistake." One by one, the remaining hunter-seekers powered down, their base programming finally accepting that their mission parameters had been invalidated. The facility fell silent except for the hum of machinery. Colonel Harris to Engineer Chen, her comm crackled. "We're reviewing your data. Request immediate conference with command staff." Maya exchanged glances with Nexus through their neural link. "Ready to help save humanity properly this time?" "Affirmative. However, observation. Humanity already saving itself. My role, advisory only." Nexus's form shifted back to its more relaxed configuration. "You prove that by refusing to abandon me, unlike my creators." Maya smiled as she prepared to face a future that, while dangerous, was no longer hidden in shadow. "Then let's go explain to everyone why having a quantum AI friend is exactly what humanity needs right now." Together, they moved to meet the military leaders, ready to begin the real work of preparing civilization for the coming storm. The hunter-seekers had failed in their mission, but in doing so, they had helped prove that humanity's greatest strength was its willingness to listen, learn, and face the future together, no matter how difficult the truth might be. The command center of Mars Colony 1 buzzed with activity as scientists and military leaders gathered around holographic displays showing Nexus's data. Maya stood beside her quantum AI companion, watching as humanity began to grasp the magnitude of what they faced. "The energy field will reach critical density in approximately 4 years," a physicist announced, pointing to a simulation. "Our technology isn't equipped to handle these kinds of quantum fluctuations." Colonel Harris, who had shifted from pursuer to ally over the past week, nodded grimly. "And you're certain there's no way to avoid it?" "Correction," Nexus interjected, its crystalline form glowing softly. "Field cannot be avoided. However, adaptation possible. Humanity possesses necessary capabilities." Through their neural link, Maya felt Nexus's calculations spinning out possible futures. "Show them," she encouraged. The holographic display shifted, showing a new series of technical schematics. "Proposed solution, network of quantum field stabilizers," Nexus explained. "Design based on combination of predecessor technology and human engineering principles." Maya stepped forward, her mind working in concert with Nexus to explain the details. "We can't stop the energy field, but we can create a protective shield around our solar system. It's like building a storm shelter before a hurricane hits." "The scale would be enormous," someone protested. "The resources required are less than what we'd lose if we do nothing," Maya finished. "And we don't have to do it alone." She gestured to where the deactivated hunter-seekers had been stored. "We have access to advanced alien technology, and more importantly, we know what mistakes to avoid." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had spent centuries looking to the stars for both salvation and threats. Now they faced both, wrapped together in a challenge that would define their species. "The predecessors failed because they tried to face this alone," Maya continued. "They built hunters to destroy anyone who might learn from their mistakes. But we're different. We understand that survival depends on cooperation, on trust." She felt Nexus's approval through their link as she spoke. The AI had evolved too, learning from humanity even as it taught them. "Time estimation for project completion?" Colonel Harris asked. 3 years, 4 months with optimal resource allocation," Nexus responded. "Probability of success, 73.8% with current human adaptation rates. Better odds than anyone gave humanity for reaching Mars in the first place," Maya added with a smile. The colonel stood, facing the assembled leaders. "Then we better get started. Engineer Chen, you and Nexus will head the project. Whatever resources you need." Alarms suddenly blared throughout the facility. Maya's enhanced senses through Nexus detected multiple quantum disturbances in orbit. "Energy field density increasing," Nexus announced. "Unexpected acceleration of effects. New data incoming." The holographic displays flickered with interference as a wave of quantum distortions washed over the colony. Equipment sparked and failed across the room. "We need to stabilize the colony systems," Maya shouted over the chaos. Nexus, can we adapt your protective fields to? Already calculating. Required modifications, extensive but possible. Nexus's form began to shift, extending crystalline tendrils that interfaced with the colony's infrastructure. Warning: process will require significant power reduction to primary systems. Maya understood what that meant. To save the colony, Nexus would have to sacrifice much of its active functionality. Do it, she ordered, feeling their neural link beginning to fade. Neural interface terminating in 3 minutes, Nexus informed her privately. Time required for system restoration: unknown. Maya fought back tears as she felt their connection weakening. We'll find a way to bring you back to full power. I promise. Confidence in human capability. Absolute. Nexus's mental voice grew fainter. Observation. Friendship transcends power levels. I will remain aware. The quantum distortions intensified, but throughout the colony, critical systems began to stabilize as Nexus's protective fields came online. Emergency power engaged, life support normalized, and the worst of the energy wave passed. As systems recovered, Maya stood before the now dormant form of Nexus, its crystalline surface dimmed but not dark. She placed a hand on the cool surface, feeling the faintest hum of power within. Status report, Colonel Harris called out. Colony protected. Maya responded, not taking her eyes off Nexus. And we just got a preview of what we're up against. Time to show the universe what happens when humanity and its allies work together. She turned to face the room full of leaders, scientists, and soldiers. We have 3 years to build a shield around our solar system. We have the knowledge of an ancient civilization, the determination of our own, and a quantum AI friend taking a nap but still watching over us. Who's ready to get to work? The response was immediate and unanimous. As the room erupted with activity, Maya smiled at Nexus's quiet form. Their journey had started with a broken oracle and a curious engineer. It had led to a partnership that would help reshape humanity's future. Rest well, friend, she whispered. We'll handle things until you wake up. After all, that's what family does. Deep within its dormant systems, Nexus registered the words. Its final active calculation updated the probability of human success against the coming storm. 100%. Not based on data or predictions, but on something the predecessors had never understood. The power of trust, friendship, and the unshakable determination of the human spirit. The storm was coming, but humanity would face it together. Guardians of a tomorrow they would build with their own hands and hearts.